Ubisoft's annual E3 conference will be held on Monday, June 10th for E3 2019, and with that day closing in fast, we are back on the road to E3. Ubisoft's E3 conference is a well-known quantity every year, and I'm sure many people are excited, or at least I am anyways. I'm a huge Ubisoft fan, and their track record for this console generation has been incredible. All the titles that they have launched that they have supported for years, such as Rainbow Six Siege and For Honor, and their huge change in format to Assassin's Creed with AC Origins and Odyssey, have been such great breaths of fresh air. But when I was thinking about their conference this year, I wasn't too sure what would be there, as seemingly many of their landmark IPs have gotten recent entries. But now with a recent reveal, I have a lot more confidence going into this year's showcase. Ubisoft has many IPs of their name, some huge, others not so much. And with that, it can be hard to predict what will be there, but we're going to try for this video, focusing mainly on their landmark IPs. I'm going to get this out of the way right now. I'm sure that there will be a stupid Just Dance segment to start the show, just like there is every year. If you could hear my eyes rolling right now, your speakers would be blasting your ears out. I'm sorry, it's just really annoying to me. The reveal I spoke of, though, was the Ghost Recon Breakpoint reveal that happened on May 9th. Breakpoint is the follow-up to 2017's much-loved Ghost Recon Wildlands. This reveal greatly surprised me, as Wildlands came out just 2 years ago, and I was definitely not expecting a new iteration in the series that quickly. It has already been said that there will be more shown for Breakpoint during E3, so that's obviously something we for sure can expect to see during the conference, but the reveal has me thinking that Ubisoft has more up their sleeve than meets the eye. They may yet just have a few more surprises in the vein of Breakpoint. Ubisoft stuff always gets leaked, constantly. So as we get closer to E3, we for sure will have a better idea of what to expect from the conference and the near future. So of course, when talking about Ubisoft IPs, we have to mention what is undoubtedly their biggest franchise, Assassin's Creed. AC Origins launched in 2017, and then to everyone's surprise, Odyssey launched just a year later. But it has been confirmed by Ubisoft there will be no new Assassin's Creed in 2019, which makes it likely that our next adventure into the AC universe will be in the next generation, seemingly in the recently leaked Assassin's Creed Ragnorak. I find it plausible to think that Ubisoft might be keen on teasing Ragnorak at E3 2019, but I kind of doubt it, as the next generation is rumored to start in fall 2020, but you could also speculate that it's possible the game will be cross-gen, which would bring us back to them teasing it. It's a bit of a rabbit hole to go down. Next would be arguably their second biggest franchise, Far Cry. Far Cry 5 came out in early 2018, and then once again, to everyone's surprise, Far Cry New Dawn, the post-apocalyptic spin-off, came out less than a year later. But I'm sure many people are already wondering, will Far Cry 6 be shown sometime soon? My answer again would probably be that at best we could get a tease for Far Cry 6, as I would think it's also very likely to be a next generation title. Possibly a cross-gen one, like I speculated with AC Ragnarok. But it's also entirely possible that they had another team working on 6 in sync with 5, such as how they did with Origins and Odyssey. But I do wonder if they'd want to launch a Far Cry spin-off and a mainline Far Cry game in the same year. And to me, that seems like an unlikely move, but who's to say? It is one of their flagship franchises. And surprisingly, there hasn't been any leaks, yet anyways, so it's anyone's guess at this point. And arguably their third biggest franchise would be Splinter Cell. The last Splinter Cell was Splinter Cell Blacklist back in 2013. And with it being close to 6 years since Blacklist, many fans of the series have been begging to know about the next entry. There have been things popping up that have gotten many people excited and speculating about an incoming Splinter Cell reveal. Last year, Ghost Recon Wildlands got a crossover event with Splinter Cell, and it featured the main protagonist, Max Fisher, with the original voice actor, Michael Ironsides, who did not voice Fisher for Blacklist. This set fans, understandably, into a frenzy. When asked about Splinter Cell, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot, at least I think that's how you say his name, was quoted saying, "Now there are some things and some people that are now looking at the brand, taking care of the brand. At one point you will see something, but I can't say more than that." Which to me sounds like it's very possible we get to see something at E3, possibly one of the main focuses of the conference, which would make many people excited, I'm sure. with their live service games still getting so much support, it's also very likely we get updates or DLC plans for things such as For Honor, Rainbow Six Siege, especially The Division 2 as it was released just a few months ago. And even Ghost Recon Wildlands, as they did say they may have a few more things planned for it before Breakpoint's release. Skull and Bones, their upcoming pirate naval combat game, is also sure to have something shown, as it's been a while since it's been talked about, and if the game wasn't cancelled, E3 would be a good place to make people care about it, as the game was slated for a 2019 release. Some of their less popular IPs could also be due for some type of new entry, such as The Crew and Steep. Both aren't particularly beloved, but got enough of an audience that it's certainly not out of the question that they are shown in some capacity. Even something like the much more beloved South Park games could see something entirely new. It's possible even some of their smaller IPs get some type of new spotlight. Trials Rising released just a few months ago, so them having plans to support it is obviously something that we can be sure of. And maybe even something like Grow Up or Valiant Hearts will get a sequel, as both of those games were very well liked and unique in their own right. And they'll probably have some type of new project with Nintendo, such as Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, as they are making close ties with Nintendo these days. But now if we get into some speculation, Watch Dogs 2 came out in 2016 to mixed reactions. Me personally, I loved it to death. I even enjoyed the first game, and with it being almost 3 years since Watch Dogs 2's release, anyone who does like the series will be thinking about, where's Watch Dogs 3? It's already known that the game is in development. Watch Dogs 2 had an ending sequence introduced in a patch that hinted at the next game being set in London. And, also thanks to Ubisoft's helpful AI assistant Sam, we got confirmation that the game does indeed exist after Sam accidentally answered questions pertaining to the game before Ubisoft caught on and patched it out of his systems. I think it's a 50-50, there's still a very good chance that it's shown or teased in some way, or it's just not shown at all and is being saved to be one of their early next generation titles. I can see it going either way, honestly. Something a lot of people don't know is that Ubisoft Massive, the creators of Division 2, is actually working on a game for James Cameron's Avatar movies. Almost nothing is known about it except that it does exist, but it seems as though it would definitely be a next generation title, as a Ubisoft representative was quoted saying, "The movie will be released end of 2020, so our game won't be released before fiscal year 2021. Which would begin on April 1st, 2020, and to me that statement right there just sets up the game to be most likely a next-gen game, with a very small possibility of it being cross-gen. But it being next-gen, of course, does not rule out the possibility of it being teased somehow, though I have a feeling Ubisoft is going to keep the curtain closed on this one for right now. Also, we can't forget about Beyond Good and Evil 2, the sequel to the cult classic Beyond Good and Evil from all the way back in 2003. The game has already been confirmed to exist, had a reveal trailer, and it has even had periodic pre-alpha gameplay footage shown off. The game is very likely to be a next-gen game, just given how ambitious it seems to be, with no loading screens and enormously fully realized societies on every planet. But with how transparent Ubisoft is being about the game, I wouldn't be surprised if we get shown more and are given details about a possible beta, and there might be a small possibility that a release year is given. So while that covers the majority of their more known IPs, big and small, it is a fact that Ubisoft is a giant company with many studios all over the world. So the possibility of them having a brand new IP or a new entry in a recently released franchise to show off is entirely plausible, whether it's a huge blockbuster like Far Cry or a smaller project like Valiant Hearts. I wasn't initially excited when thinking about Ubisoft's E3 this year, but with their recent reveal of Breakpoint, I'm beginning to think they may have some surprises in store. I could be wrong, but it's just a feeling I'm getting. But what do you guys think? Are you excited for the Ubisoft press conference this year? What do you think will be there, and what would you want to be there? Do you hate the Just Dance segment as much as I do? I doubt it, but let me know all of that below in the comments. A big thank you to anyone who supported the last video and is currently supporting this one. I'm trying very hard to grow, and I'll be back with another Road to E3 video very soon. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will hopefully see you all in the next one. See ya.